UCL final, guys. Uh, pretty sure everyone watched it. It's been quite a time. But yeah, I mean, what an amazing game of football that was. And you know, I feel Dortmund completely dominated Real Madrid, but then quality takes over. But yeah, we'll get into in the scheme of things there. So, Amit, what did you make of that game? What were you doing? I mean,
Yeah, I was drinking with you, having party, not
yeah,
watching much of the
cheers.
match, but yeah, because we are supporting Dortmund and
Yeah,
not
once they
hitting goals.
conceded,
Once it's considered, we just stopped watching. Now it's done because Real Madrid is not stupid enough to let
correct.
it slips from their hand when they are in lead.
Never.
So we knew the result as soon as the first goal gets in. But yeah, Dortmund played really well. When I was supporting them, I was very happy when they were like going on the attacks and trying to make something out of it. And
Yep, yep.
I will say everybody would have expected Dortmund that they will be the underdogs in this match. That
Correct.
Madrid will keep battering them. They will be resistance, and then at the end, maybe they will nick a goal or two.
Correct.
Here, the story was different. Dortmund came and took the charge against Real Madrid, and but yeah, Madrid has the experience of winning so many UCLs that it experience takes over after
I
some time.
guess had it been any other team apart from Real Madrid, they had a chance. They had a
Absolutely.
chance, 100%. Even if it were Bayern Munich in the final, they would have avenged that defeat from 2016. Not so sure when was that final when they last met. So, Maheshwari, how did you enjoy the game, man? I mean, uh, Real Madrid supremacy obviously took over because when you have quality all over the pitch and then coming from the bench, Modric coming off the bench, they have center backs, huge giant center backs if they have to protect leads. So Ancelotti basically has answers for every problem that they have been thrown at. Not just in the UCL, probably in the entire season for them actually. So what did you make of that?
Okay. Firstly, I would like to point out on since you were on Ancelotti, I think uh, uh, it seems kind of funny how just a few years back he was in Everton, right? It's kind of hard to take. But with Ancelotti, I would like to say that it's more of him allowing the Real Madrid players to be free because they are such quality players, right? Such quality players. It didn't seem like there was much tactical movements. If you have seen the match, you would just assume if Dortmund had a better striker or better goal scorer, they would have
Yep,
probably finished the match in
They
the
have
first half.
retained Haaland.
correct.
Huh?
If they would have retained Haaland.
I mean, whatever the case, as Amit was rightly saying, it seemed like actually Dortmund was the one who was more attacking, who was let's just say creating more chances, and they looked the more likely to score. But here's the thing: UCL, okay, it's Real Madrid. I don't know what is there to it. It's like they've just signed a contract with the devil that listen, we'll pay for our sins later in the afterlife. UCL belongs to us. But more importantly, I would like to point out how Dortmund played so well, yet when it's quality, right?
Yep.
And I would like to also point out that even in the UCL, I realized that defenses do matter massively, in spite of the attacking prowess and whatnot. How can you allow Carvajal, a 5'8" guy, to have three clear-cut chances with headers? कभी तो
Yes.
मारेगा ना कभी तो मारेगा ना.
Yeah.
So I mean, but kudos to Dortmund, because I remember when Dortmund had come in the quarters, everybody was like hoping they get Dortmund, every team out there, and there was
Yeah.
these memes going on, and Hummels had come out fighting after they had qualified to the finals, that who else wants Dortmund or something like that on those lines.
No, something related to Farmers League. They get
Yeah.
joked about,
Yeah.
memed around on the internet that they belong to a Farmers League, and
Yeah.
it was something related to that.
They will
But
have
yeah,
5 teams in UCL next season.
But it just for me, it just enhanced my opinion that if there's if the quality differential is so high, right, and if you do not even have a bit of luck going your way, you're gone, bro. There's no way you're winning. There's
yeah,
no way you're winning,
and
because bro, if you had seen the chance creation, the number of shots, the number of everything in the entire match, it seemed like, "Arey, Dortmund maar dega, maar dega." But once you start missing like that, and once Real Madrid gets a chance in your half, and
They
they
kill
did the
you.
same thing. They did the same thing with Bayern Munich also. Against Bayern
Hmm.
Munich also, Bayern Munich looked like the better team for a large portion of both the halves. No, sorry, both the legs. But in the final third, Real Madrid knows how to score goals. And to that, I mean, I would like to give credit to Ancelotti that, he's left his players let them have their freedom
Correct.
and whatnot.
Exactly.
Wherein in this current age where you have the Peps, the Artetas, and the what do you call the other the coaches who are like, let's position the player like this. You have to pass here. You have to do this. You have to do this. You keep seeing those bench camps when they show Guardiola doing this. My man Ancelotti is just twitching his eyebrow like this, like, oh, ये तुम्हें जो करना है कर लो,
We
गोल
have a
मार लो
smile.
भाई. Yeah.
But yeah,
But
Ancelotti in his multiple interviews, he has, he's been asked about this particular fact, from several reporters and outlets, because obviously off the pitch we see the camaraderie that, players share with him. There is no boss kind of culture. He's the decision maker. Players enjoy the company of the manager. You must have seen the cigar,
yeah,
and all the other things. What he has done is, he was asked by multiple outlets that what is your style of management. He has said multiple times that I used to be a very rigid coach. When he used to manage the Perlos and the Zidans, Zidane actually changed his idea about management. He said, I
bro.
cannot be rigid. He had multiple midfielders, and then Zidane was signed, and then he could not fit him in the wing, right? He changed, he brought that fluidity into his management from those days, and he
Yeah,
explained that I allow my players a little bit of freedom in the age of too much emphasis being given to positional play and tactical play. I allow, I don't overload my players with so much of instructions, is what he said. And that was a brilliant thing to hear, because that was refreshing, especially coming from a man who is, in an era of pep and possession football, building from the back. You hear a
yeah.
Real Madrid manager speaking like that, it sounds refreshing.
But there are
So
not many clubs that can do the same approach. Right? They will
correct.
not be
Exactly.
such quality
Players
players.
are needed. Again, quality
It
is needed.
basically quality supersedes. You
Quality
know.
supersedes.
Uh,
So moving on, I mean, about a little bit about the, deviating a little bit from the match. Real Madrid and Papa Perez have, they are totally into starting the European Super League. Okay. Now here's the thing, right? You really, you know, don't rate Champions League. You want to scrap off Champions League. Your vision and idea is for European Super League to replace the Champions League. How does Papa Perez feel, having to play in the competition he actually looks down on now? I'm 100% sure Perez हो या Real Madrid के management हो और fans हो, उनको लगता है कि we have actually cracked UCL.
Hmm.
That doesn't apply to the other clubs. Other clubs के लिए भी वो मतलब other clubs के लिए वो आज भी matter करता है. We have recently heard Juventus, requesting कि भाई हमको ले लो यूरोपियन उसमें एंटिटी में. तो they were part of the Super League discussions and all that. They have asked to come back. So I mean, what do you think the world looks like? Players enjoy it, no doubt. Players rate Champions League. It's they give their blood and sweat for that. But what do you think Real Madrid as a club? Where are they going? I mean, इतना जीत लियो कि क्या क्या feelings आता होगा from.
okay. I would like to answer this. You got to understand. Even in spite of winning all this, right? They won
Yeah.
their La Liga title. They won their the Champions League. And guess what they decided to do? They decided to get the best player in the world, Mbappe. Right? So they might be tired of winning. All right. The fans might be okay, nobody gets tired of winning, but they will be like habitual to it.
No,
But the
they don't
club,
see anyone else as competition anymore. वो like you're making it easy for us. That's what I was getting at actually.
because here's the thing, do you see the kind of players they target? They're
Yeah,
like, acha, now we have won this. Now we want Alfonso Davies from
Bayern.
Bayern Munich, right? And then they're like, okay, that is done. The other player that we want is right back. Okay, we would like to have Trent from Liverpool. If
Hmm,
he's not possible, let's see if we can have a go at Reece James. And this is the mentality, this is the level of thinking कि हमको मिल जाएगा तभी तो हम ट्राई कर रहे हैं, हमको
correct.
मिल जाएगा तभी तो हम ट्राई कर रहे हैं. And more than anything, I think once you're on a roll of winning, right?
Correct.
You just assume that you're going to win again and again and again
You
and
don't
again.
want that feelings to stop, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But when I saw it, right, they won it. It seemed for them it was just some Super Cup or something. Like it wasn't like I'm pretty sure if Dortmund would have won it, it would have been all over the place. You know, for them it just seemed like acha, you know, like hey,
It
for
was
them
a
it's
similar feeling with City winning the league in Premier League. A similar feeling.
true.
And Amit, don't you think, don't you think Real Madrid maybe have had a little bit of easy in the last 2 or 3 Champions League because they have won 2 in the last 3, right? So, and last time out they did not win because City beat them. So, don't you feel a feeling is developing in the Champions League where City are the only team that can beat Real Madrid? If you overcome City, your Champions League is basically confirmed because you have to be really good to beat City. And the only team that is actually capable and good enough in the Champions League to beat City is Real Madrid. So why do you think that is? I mean,
I would say
because
it's other way around, man. You have to be too good to beat Real Madrid in UCL, and City is the only team that
yeah,
can
yeah,
try
वैसे
to
बोल लो.
do that.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Why do you
they're
think
not.
that is?
I understand where you are coming from, that they are getting it easy, but from the last 3 Champions League, they're getting Manchester City in a knockout match.
Yeah,
So the run is never easy for them. They always have to beat the best team other than them to go beyond that. But I think in this UCL, in the knockout competition, the experience and the confidence is the thing that matters a lot. And they are like filled with it. No other team will have that much confidence going into a UCL that Real Madrid has. You put a Super League, you put all these teams with Real Madrid, maybe they will not perform that much. But this is a
mhm,
format that they really love.
they will.
They really love this
Do you
knockout.
think the departure of Cruz will affect anything, or they
Oh,
have?
they have a lot of players. They
But
will.
you talked about experience, right? One of
Mhm.
the main experienced players is gone. Modric is there, but he was already not playing
But
even this season.
But they have
Ancelotti.
given enough experience to even youngsters of 25
bro,
years, 24 years now to
yeah,
carry on their
forget that.
legacy.
They lost an icon like Sergio Ramos in the defense.
Cristiano Ronaldo,
But
bhai.
they brought Alaba, right?
Yeah,
They
but
lost Ronaldo and
they
still
lost
winning UCL.
Ronaldo. And everybody was like, Ronaldo is Mr. Champions League,
Yeah.
right? ये रहता है तो जीतते ही जीतते. Bro, he's like, Real Madrid is Mr. Champions League.
But I guess I believe, yeah, I understand your point. I guess they handled pretty well, and more than Perez, I actually personally credit Uni Calafat. You know, that guy during that period, people will talk about Perez because he will take the honors. He's the face of Real Madrid right now. But I feel during that period, if Uni Calafat did not bring the Brazilian superstars like Rodrigo and Vinicius, who have actually propelled them, you know, Rodrigo kind of basically replaced Benzema after his departure, another experienced player. Vinicius replaced Ronaldo and Bale, wo position mein, and then Valverde on that side. So if those right decisions would not have been made, maybe I think in a parallel universe, I think City winning 3 Champions League back to back. If Real Madrid were not that competitive, I don't see anyone else challenging City. They would have had a free run at the UCL.
Okay,
What do you make of that, Maheshwari? Don't say
no,
Arsenal would have beat
like,
them. Apart
no,
from
yeah,
that,
no. In my head, I'm just thinking that City is not as big of a powerhouse as we make them to be in the Champions League. You have to remember they have gone on to Lyon and teams of such caliber before. Not looking down at them, but I'm not saying it's just Real Madrid that takes to take them out. Even this season, if you see, there was a very high chance that Bayern Munich hit Real Madrid out of the park, right? So my thing is, there are a few 4 to 5 teams which have the ability to beat Real Madrid. This is what I believe in. And
Okay.
coming to qualified, you
Are
also
Arsenal one of them?
huh?
Are
Not at,
Arsenal one of them?
maybe
Not
next
in the
year.
UCL.
We definitely were not this year, right?
Thanks.
Maybe
Thanks
next
for
year.
saying that.
Maybe next year.
Mhm.
But what I'm trying to say is you have to see that these people bought Vinicius and Rodrigo Goes for 60 million euros 3 to 4 years back.
Yeah, when they were 18, 17.
The ability to spend so much and then not let them play first team football for good 2 to 3 years. That also requires a certain amount of privilege.
No,
Like
also, look, we all know that the Spanish league, La Liga, suffered quite a lot during the COVID period. You know,
yes,
unlike the English clubs, we all know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And Javier Tebas, who is the La Liga president right
yeah,
now, you know, he's not that big of a fan of Real Madrid.
yeah,
He
yeah,
kind of hates them. It's well documented, and he has in fact gone on to say very recently that Real Madrid are the only club in the Spanish league who managed the funds during that COVID period, and that is the only reason why they are the only club in the league that have a transfer kitty of 250 to 300 million pounds for this summer.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
But you have to also see that look at the players that they have accumulated over a period of time.
yeah.
Look at the players they have
But there
accumulated
have been
over a
failed transfers as well.
yeah. But here's the thing, no, if you buy players who are world class or players who have world class potential,
Hmm.
eventually you're going to hit through because even after the flops, like Hazard was a flop for them,
Yeah.
a heavy flop for them.
Yeah.
Jovic was a heavy flop for them. But you have to understand when they bought Benzema in 2008, 2009,
बहुत
वो कब तक चला है भाई?
हाँ
वो
बहुत
कब
लेट
तक
पीक
चला
किया.
है?
Yeah.
Real Madrid, the transfer they had of Ronaldo at that point of time, वो कितना चला है? The
Yeah.
Modric that they had bought. It's just that it's the good deed of Easter years that's helping them through
Correct.
this
But
period of
they
time.
also plan it beforehand. That's the good thing about it. They don't wait for their players to go away and then have the crisis mode on.
Yeah. Also, Real Madrid as a club have one simple thing. If in one position there's a really good player or the best player in the world, they want him.
They want it.
Irrespective की क्या चल रहा है.
क्या already है, they will also not look at what resources they already have. इतना planning. Hey, as rightly pointed out by Jose Mourinho in the Champions League final, right? कि Real Madrid have a no-nonsense structure. Rio Ferdinand asked him, then why are other clubs, after structure, right? Then he said, because it's the trendy term that is going on, the director of football and etc. I don't exactly agree with Jose there, but okay, what we have to take out of what he said is that Real Madrid as a club have a simple structure. President hai, chief scout hai, negotiator hai, and then players, manager, players. That's all. They get a player, they sign. So my question here is that, do you think Florentino Perez as a president has quite an easier job being the Real Madrid president than a director of football at any other club across Europe, be it United, Arsenal, anyone? Do you think it's an easier job, or how is it? How would you see it? Question to both of you.
What
Yeah.
I believe is that Real Madrid, with the stature that the club has, first of all, there cannot be any player that is bigger than the club. Right? It can never be. Nobody is bigger than Real Madrid. No manager, no player, nothing. So
Because the standards.
the standards are there, right? So if you have a simple structure, there is not much pressure on each and every. So you can like right now in Man City, you can take 100 million player and bench him. Nobody will question you.
Correct.
Similarly, in Real Madrid also, if the player needs some time, if you don't feel that the player is fitting, you can bench it because maybe he's 200 million. He cannot be bigger than Real Madrid.
Correct.
That way, and all the egos are in check, always in check, because
Always.
players can never
Very
be
good point.
something
Yes.
that can be more, right?
Maheshwari, what about you?
I mean, in hindsight, it seems like, acha, oh, it's an easy job, but Firstly, I would like to say that Perez also has a knack for good players also. He understands कि अच्छा ये player अच्छा है, right? It's that also is required. You can't just be spending like
क्या
for
knack
100
for
million.
अच्छा I want an example from you where he has handpicked a player जो कुछ नहीं था and he's been a superstar.
No, but he never goes for these players. So here's what's happened. As soon as they missed out on Neymar,
Hmm.
they have been like
हाँ,
farming
I know
Brazilian
that.
kids.
Yes, yes.
कि भाई
कि we
अगर
will
इसका
never
काम
miss out on a top
because
Brazilian talent.
हाँ because हमें एक एक गलती हुआ है जिंदगी में
एक गलती, हाँ
and
हाँ
he's like
वो
now I
क्रेडिट
just
देता हूँ, हाँ करेक्ट.
right.
Yes.
So these players, but other than that, you see in any league they see the best player more often than even if it's an up and coming talent. If they feel that he has the ability, bye.
They will have, yeah.
They bought Militao so long time back, bhai. Eden Militao from
Injury
the
prone है, but he's a good player. Yeah.
good player, bhai.
Good player.
Portuguese league, they
And,
bought him.
and they don't have to face that thing, no, ki we want a player does not want to come with us. Huh?
Yeah, they
Exactly.
don't have.
Madrid wants it,
One of the
people
biggest,
are ready. Huh?
yeah, but one of the biggest advantage they have is player is ready to take a pay cut also.
But pay
A lot
cut
of
नहीं,
time,
Real Madrid have one of the highest wage bill
highest,
anyways.
yeah. No. But Real Madrid, so okay. Funnily enough, two French footballers decided we won't take off Real Madrid because they're not paying us enough. One of them was Pogba, the other is Mbappe. So Mbappe
Oh,
आ रहा है. And
well,
Pogba also
you know
at the
the package details of Mbappe. He's getting a sign-on bonus of 150 million pounds.
yes. But you have to understand at that point of time when he was an up and coming star, when he was young, they
Yeah.
were like इतना ही मिलेगा.
हाँ.
Or else the Modric's, the Cruises, the other footballers that are there in the team,
300, 350,
huh?
which is less for Real Madrid standards because
Yeah.
they go on to pay hefty sum and they're able to
Yeah.
manage the finances because it's one of the richest club at
But
the end of the
I would coming to the question, I would like to say firstly, as Amit rightly pointed out, players want to play for that team. Yeah, you
Correct.
don't
It
have to
becomes
convince them.
easier, right? That's why I
Yeah.
asked the question. Do you
Huh.
think, you know, look, you're going after a player. Chelsea are going after a player, and the Man City they also have the money. But when you go after a player, you literally hope to God that Madrid are not in the fray. You literally hope to God. पैसा हो, जो हो, manager हो, Pep Guardiola, bald genius हो, जो भी हो. Madrid comes calling. Then
आर्सेनल को नेक्स्ट ईयर compete करना है तो दिस गाय महेश्वरी विल बी प्रेइंग टू गॉड कि किसी प्लेयर के लिए मत आ जाए रियल
you
में.
were saying that the other day, right?
They will not say no.
Gabriel and
They will be like, हाँ
Saliba.
जाओ चलो.
Saliba, they have an eye on. They will
Yeah.
offload. They will offload Alaba.
Any good player they see, they are an eye on. More often than not, they're going to get the player.
Yeah.
Irrespective of how successful the player is in that team, how successful that team is also.
Yeah.
फर्क ही नहीं है. That white jersey, it's like for every most of the players, it is like the epitome of football.
Yeah.
It's at the top.
Listen, Rudiger won the Champions League under Tuchel. The next मेरे को Real Madrid जाने का है.
By Real Madrid, मेरा career short है. If I want to leave a legacy, right? My leg is Real Madrid. I know ये perennially Champions League में compete करते रहेंगे.
Correct.
ये जीतते रहेंगे.
Yes.
And there's another thing. If you're a fan favorite of that club,
Oh.
तब थोड़ा सा chance है तुम रुक जाओ. But if you're not like the most loved player, आराम से निकलेगा भाई.
और निकलना भी चाहिए, I feel, because
it's a short career.
It's a short career, and that's why even the likes of Gundogan, man, now KDB is coming here, and talking about, we'll obviously talk about that later. But KDB comes and says that, "Bhai, Saudi में इतना पैसा मिल रहा है," but there is a Gundogan. There is another side. Gundogan was also offered a Saudi deal, but उसको बोला कि मेरे CV में मेरे को बारसा चाहिए. He went there.
That is there.
तो ये मैटर करता है.
It matters. Even look at Lewandowski. He was fighting कि मेरे को बारसा जाने दो.
It's a matter of prestige.
Prestige.
Right. Prestige is the right.
When your legacy is going to be looked at, it's going to be looked at. Correct. Oh, he played for this club. He played for Barcelona.
अब वहां पे क्या है? He played for Al Nassr and he earned 300 million. ऐसा कोई नहीं बोलता.
कोई नहीं बोलता. But I also think it's for some players it's a matter of what do you say? Someone who's coming from it's about a mentality difference also कि where he's coming from, है ना? Where he's coming from, किसको कितना तवज्जो दिया जाता है. As in, In certain places, I mean, this is not the okay. This is analogy I would like to give. Like some places, a government job is supposed to be the highest, the most prestigious thing, right?
But it may not pay you that much. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
it may
one.
not pay.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
correct.
similar for them. Ki
Correct,
bhai,
similar. Very, very good one. Yeah.
लड़की तभी
that is what it
मिलेगी।
is. And when you have that kind of a pull,
Yeah.
and look at Barcelona, in spite of them being in the dumps, they have that kind of pull right now.
Yeah, I overheard what Amit was murmuring. लड़की तभी मिलेगी ज्यादा पैसा होता है। भाई ऐसा है ना, रियल मैड्रिड
ज्यादा
में
पैसा नहीं,
तुमको
गवर्नमेंट अब
रियल मैड्रिड और बारसा में तुमको पैसे भी ज्यादा मिलते हैं एंड लड़की भी अच्छी मिलती है।
बारसा पैसा दे रही है।
बारसा
बारसा
अभी नहीं, बट बारसा
you guys are
प्रेस्टीज
getting
स्टिल भी
paid।
है, प्रेस्टीज इज स्टिल देयर
भाई
एंड आधे
prestige
लोग
is there.
यूनाइटेड
लेने को
इसीलिए
रेडी
आते हैं।
थे भाई, बारसा में भी they are ready to take pay cuts and all those things are
Yes, yes,
happening।
correct. Now it's
No,
happening, but
but
बारसा
you're-
यहाँ
पहले
पे
देती थी।
प्रीमियर लीग में तुम बोलो कि पे कट लेना है, they will run away to Saudi or some place else की मरो
No,
यहाँ।
but
नहीं, कुछ प्लेयर्स रहते हैं, ओनली सिलेक्ट प्लेयर्स, नॉट ऑल द प्लेयर्स।
हाँ,
तू
but
इसको
for
देख लेना,
Barca and
वो-
Madrid, most of the players are those select players that they will still stay even if you give them a pay cut।
देख जैसे तेरे को देखना है, तू ऑस्कर को देख ले। ऑस्कर when he was in Chelsea he was very young, very young।
22 23 में चला गया।
चला गया। And then they ask him कि भाई तू इतना सब मिस कर दिया, बोला कि
Answered
जब मेरा
honestly।
kill हो जाएगा,
हाँ,
कोई मेरे से नहीं पूछने वाला कि तू अच्छा
कोई-
खेला। At the end of the day, this is the money I have, this will take care of my family and whatnot. Nobody will remember।
Either you are an elite player who will be in the history books, or else earn money to enjoy your retirement।
correct।
Right. But it's also about the fact, the kind of background he's coming from. A lot of time that matters, पता है? That matters. Unless and until तुम्हारे family background में there is your mother or father or your very close friends or entourage who are like, who will take you to the moon if you join a certain club like Barcelona or Real Madrid. तुम्हारे आसपास का environment matter करता है. It matters massively. And let us say if somebody is coming from a very decent family, he will be like, पैसा तो वैसा भी है, and I'm not dying out, might as well leave a legacy. It's like a different train of
Correct.
thought, I guess.
So yeah, so I mean, obviously Madrid won the UCL. We talked about various different aspects of how Madrid attract the best players. We also touched upon the European Super League. I hope you enjoy these discussions because it had more to do. It covered more than what the game was about. Obviously, Dortmund lost, heartbreak for them. Somehow United fans enjoyed it, for a reason that it was related to Sancho. It was related to Sancho. It was classless from Dortmund, and United fans generally had sympathy. Many clubs had sympathy, have sympathy for Dortmund because of the league they compete. They always lost. They have lost out on titles because of Bayern Munich. So generally, you sympathize with them. But from that day on, all United fans have stopped, sympathizing with them. They were celebrating the Madrid win, even if it meant that Madrid were winning the 15th. So yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys listen to us and like these discussions, like these questions, and like the opinions put forward by Amit and Abhay. Thanks, guys.
And Rajesh.
Watch you on the side.